So we've been getting so many questions about our procedure, what we had done, just how it went and what it cost and who we went to and blah 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 blah. So we just wanted to let you guys know and give you guys the inside tea on what went down and what will, what it's been like for us, the recovery process. And we just want to answer a couple of y'all questions. I walked in the meeting, label seen a dollar sign. It took a couple M for me to sign the dotted line. Alright, so the first question was what procedure we got. We both got a lipo 360 and BBL. Doctor was Dr. Valdez. What was his name? Valdez. I think, okay, I'm gonna go with that name. She's getting closer to what his name actually is. Valdez. Okay. And I went to Dr. Garani at
Is that Jolie. His name?
Yes, that's his
or
name.
Or Dr. Meanie?
It's Dr. Garani. It needs to be Dr. Jack.
But you didn't hear that from us.
Because we ain't the one to gossip.
So then the next question was, what size were we? And what was the goal? So I was 149 pounds. Crazy enough, I think Talia was
actually
too.
Day before surgery, I did get down to 149 pounds. I was kind of floating at 155, 156, 150 for like months. But right when we went to surgery, I was 149 also.
I was 149 before surgery. After surgery, I was 156. I honestly didn't go in with a goal. My only thing that I wanted was just a flat stomach, and he did that.
He did what he could do now. He did that. So for me, I think I had like a wig lipo before, so my stomach was flat, but I really just wanted more of like an hourglass shape. And I feel like once you get into this, it's kind of more like a round 2, low-key 3 type thing. But so now I feel like I'm low-key at my round 3, and my body is kind of more so exactly what I want. But low-key, I'm trying to just be content with this and wait to see when the recovery passes, how it will be, when it kind of settles in, so that I can just be done. Real ass nigga give a fuck about a bitch. It is what it is, this some 5-star dick. She a big old freak, it's a must that I hit. It's a hot girl summer, so she got it.
Alright, so for me, my pre-op was 2 days before surgery. My surgery was on a Monday, so I had my pre-op on a Saturday. Driving there, I was super nervous. I had a phone conversation on my way to Jolie, and it kind of wrecked my nerves. So I thought by the time I got there, I would be asking for my money back and giving them $750 for canceling, but it didn't happen. I got there, and I wasn't expecting to meet my doctor because it was a Saturday, and he was there, and he was amazing. My cousin called me on FaceTime, and he's like, oh, just answer, it's no problem. He literally had a whole conversation with her, and it was so refreshing because he let us know that we could smoke weed, because I know a lot of people have been asking about that, whether or not they test for that, and they don't. They could care less. It's the nicotine that they're worried about in your system, because you can't have it. So basically, I met with him. He made me feel super relaxed. He told me that I was petite, and I'm like, well, damn, maybe I need to put on some glasses because I don't see it. One of the reasons why I decided to have surgery is because I have 2 children. I had 2 C-sections, so my stomach was just super non-resistant to everything. Working out, I juiced for 6 months and lost 17 pounds, and my stomach still was going nowhere. So I decided to go ahead and have surgery. I called Jolie on the 8th of September to book my surgery. I pretty much was asking them to go the next day, but obviously that was not happening. So I booked my appointment. It was 2 weeks later. Got to Miami and went there that Saturday, like I said. And basically after that, I had to check into our Airbnb on Sunday, which was my day before surgery. And I couldn't believe when I got there we had steps. So I'm just calling my cousin. I'm like, bitch, there's steps here. How are we gonna do this after surgery? I know it's not happening. So she was like, we could do it. It's not gonna be a problem. We're gonna have to do it, whatever. So I'm like, no, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I think really what it was is that I was a little bit nervous, and so I was just doing anything and everything to kind of talk myself out of having surgery. Monday came, which was the day of my surgery. So day of surgery was super exciting. I couldn't sleep. I think they got there that morning or whatever. They got there like 5 o'clock, which was the time I had to get up anyways because my surgery was at 6:30. We got to Jolie, and Taya sat inside with me for a little while, which made me feel a lot better because I was super nervous, like the first day of school being dropped off. And she made it super fun anyways. Like, she pretty much just kept telling me we're gonna drop my body off, and she took tons of pictures of my fat stomach, and she kept saying bye to it. So that was pretty funny. What else happened that day? Okay, so they took me in the back. I'm sitting here thinking, like, you know, it's gonna be 3 hours before I even get ready to have surgery or I even see my doctor. They brought me in the back around like 6:45. By 6:50, my doctor was in there marking on my body. So after that, the anesthesiologist took me to the room, and he laid me on the table. He had me lay on like some plastic board or something, which was super uncomfortable. So I had to find a way to kind of position my neck until I fell asleep. And then he told me to think of something like happy. So the last thing I remember was like just praying to God, like, you know, this can't be the way I die. You know, I have to get back home to my kids. So I just was thinking about my children, and I remember getting like super choky, and then I fell asleep. I'm thinking maybe like, you know, when I woke up, I felt like it was only like 10 minutes. So I got up, and the first thing I remember, I looked around. I'm like, okay, I'm not dead. Is this, or realistically, I was like, is this heaven or hell? But I wasn't dead. And I just remember saying like, I need water. Like, I was so thirsty. I felt like I had been in the desert for like 2 weeks or something, which I probably would have been dead anyways if I was in the desert that long. But anyways, all I wanted was water. I swear she had to come back like 5 times with water. They then brought my phone so I can call my cousin. And I remember them first trying to put on my dress. And I'm thinking, you know, I'm smaller, my dress should fit just fine. My dress was so tight it wouldn't even make it over my head. So I called her, and I just remember asking her to bring me something to wear. One of the females that woke up around the same time as me had me like super scared because she was just screaming like nonstop. So I think like that was probably like the most traumatic part of my surgery, was her screaming, because I just thought like something had to be wrong with her because I'm fine, you know, like I'm super cold, shivering. I felt like it took me at least 30 minutes to get warm. They had like 2 little air dryer things in my back or whatever trying to heat me up, and it just wasn't working. But they were super amazing. The nurses were amazing. They came like right away. Every time I asked for water, they were right there. They brought me an extra blanket. Then my cousin got there to pick me up. They wheeled me out to the car. They did lay down some plastic in the car for me, so just to make sure like I didn't get any blood or anything on the truck. And crazy enough, although like I expected the worst from myself, because I've never had like a major surgery besides having my children. So I just thought this, you know, was gonna be like death for me. I was super alert. I was talking to them. We were cracking jokes. The only thing that I remember was like super uncomfortable was my throat. I just kept telling them like I felt like I had a huge ball in my throat. Come to find out, obviously they stick a tube down your throat, and that's just to help you breathe while you're under. What else? So we got back to the house, and I shot up the steps, the same steps I was complaining about. So that was pretty cool. My cousin cooked dinner that night, so I was able to eat mashed potatoes, broccoli. I also had some salmon and some shrimp. It really wasn't a lot because for some odd reason, like your appetite is just not really, it's not there. Well, at least my appetite wasn't there.
Tap, tap, tap in. Diamonds dancing on your neck, nigga, tap in. Tap, tap, tap in. Fucking nigga get rich, bitch, tap in.
Yes, so pre-op was the day before surgery. Of course, that's why it's called pre. Okay, pre-op, pre-operation. So it was the day before surgery, and I wasn't really, you know, anxious, too nervous that day, because at that point I already had just made my mind up, and I knew God was not gonna just let me go out like that. Like, so I knew that I just had to, you know, cast doubt out, and, you know, cast out fear, and I just, you know, was being confident. And so I wasn't, you know, too bad pre-op, but I was expecting to meet my doctor that day because my cousin met her doctor on Saturday on her pre-op, and mine was on Monday. My surgery was on Tuesday, and her doctor was so nice. So that really made me feel better, on my pre-op, because I thought that I was gonna be my doctor and he was gonna be super cool like her doctor, which didn't happen. But no shade to my doctor, he did what he could do, but he did not have a good personality. That's not what he could do. So but we just went through that, and pre-op they took my vitals, and I think they tested me for nicotine, which now I'm a weed smokers out there. I'm gonna tell y'all, if I'm getting ready for surgery or something like that, I'm not gonna smoke because they tell you stop smoking 30 days. I think I stopped smoking maybe 14 days, and I was going crazy like everybody else, thinking, oh my God, what kind of detox can I do? What do they sell at your local corner store, gas station, whatever, smoke shop? But I talked to some other people that had surgery before, and they were telling me that they really don't test for weed, they test for nicotine, which ended up being true. But I was happy too that I did stop smoking, even though it was only 2 weeks prior to surgery, just because I know weed is a good thing and it's good for you. But I guess just the whole smoking thing is not good for your lungs and your body and your healing and stuff. So I did stop smoking. But it was killing me because even though I didn't have anxiety the day before, my cousin went for surgery that day. So I needed that blunt to smoke and get all of my stress out for her. But, whatever. So we just pretty much ran around. We did our grocery shopping that day. We bought covers and stuff for the bed. We kind of just, set the place up just to kind of make us comfortable, because I knew the next day would be my surgery and I wasn't going to be able to do anything. So I kind of I did cook dinner that night or whatever, just so I could do whatever I could do, because I knew after that I was pretty much going to be out of commission. And let me see, where else? Okay, so then the day of surgery, I woke up. I didn't really even go to sleep, but I woke up and, I got ready, and we were staying about maybe 20 minutes away from Jolie or whatever, so it wasn't bad. My cousin who was helping take care of her, she stayed with my cousin that had surgery the day before, so it was just me and my boyfriend. And it was cool because he's like a very serene, kind of tranquil person, low-key, quiet. So the ride wasn't that bad. He didn't give me anxiety. I kind of felt good about it. The day before, I had seen so many girls coming in and out. So I just, kind of thought that it would be that way or whatever. But when I got there, I guess because they told me at 8:30, they have a set that normally comes at 6 a.m. So I think I was maybe the first of the second set. So I got there and they took me back and they, hooked me up to an IV or whatever, and I was sitting in a room just kind of for observation, maybe for an hour and a half. The doctor came in. Like I said, he did what he could do, but he was not polite. So the doctor came in or whatever, and he just, marked me up and, asked me about what I was uncomfortable with my body and what my goals were for surgery. And I kind of told him, and I think, everybody says, have a wish body or whatever, or show your doctor who you want to look like. But I think that's one of the worst ideas, unless this person that you're showing them is your identical twin that has already had surgery and your body is shaped just like theirs. Because if you if you show them somebody else's body, you may want to look like them, but if your frame isn't like theirs, then it's not gonna look like that. So when I showed him, he was kind of just I'm not when I showed him, because I didn't show him. See, I was rambling. I was about to get into saying something I ain't do, but it didn't happen like that. So I wanted to show him, but he was saying that, he just hopes that I'm not one of these unrealistic people or whatever. But, his bedside manner to me, wasn't super amazing. He really wasn't too polite. I kind of just told him that I really just wanted, a small waist, and I wanted to be, really hippie. And he was like, well, that I already didn't have a lot of fat. I think, I was kind of trying to lose weight up until surgery, because I thought that if I lost as much weight as I can, maybe my collarbone would pop back out and my face would be a little slimmer. So after I had surgery, I wouldn't be one of those people that had a small waist and was kind of bigger on top. But I guess it wasn't so much of a good thing because I didn't have so much weight to lose. So he just kind of felt like I didn't have a lot of fat, so I didn't have a lot of options. And he told me that my stomach and my, stuff was already kind of small. So, if I'm unrealistic, he can't chisel bones. So if I'm expecting him to do that, then he doesn't know what he can do for me, which I thought was really rude to say or whatever. And then being that I did have the awake lipo before, He charges an extra, I think it's $550 or $650 just if you've had lipo or any kind of, you know, procedure like that with anybody prior to him or whatever. So I feel like because he charges that fee, he tried to like work me up and tell me that like, oh, you know, my body is so much work and, you know, whatever. And he just was saying that, oh, I'm like, it's gonna be so hard for him. But I knew he was lying, because you be doing bitches that be 400, 500 pounds, and you don't tell them that. Or maybe he does, but I don't know, whatever. Anyway, it did make me feel like really self-conscious or whatever, and it really made me feel like at that point I had just let him do whatever he was gonna do, and hopefully it came out how I liked it, because what I was trying to tell him I wanted, he was kind of just shooting me down and telling me like it really wasn't gonna happen. But you know, it kind of happened a little bit, so I'm happy, and I guess that's that. So the day of surgery, my boyfriend dropped me off. I wish he could have stayed in a room with me, but they took me back there. Like I said, they hooked me up to the IV, and I was back there maybe from 7:30 to about 11:30. I remember like when they took me into, you know, the back you know, room or whatever. It was like, you know, a big room, and it was very clean. I can give Jolie that. And I do like my doctor, but I don't like him as a person. As a doctor, he's amazing. But you know, so when I went back there, they had an anesthesiologist. He was really good. I remember like laying on the table, and at that point, like I was kind of getting choky, and I remember like he gave me the IV, and I remember saying like, ow, it hurt, because I could feel it like going through my arm, and literally that's all I remember. Like I don't remember anything. I think my cousin said like, you know, he told her to think like happy thoughts when she thought about her kids. I didn't even get a chance to think about my kids like at all. Like that was it. Like it kind of made me feel like, oh my God, is death gonna be like this? Because I always imagine like having the opportunity to repent for your last little bit of sins, but it just might not happen. So y'all better live right. But I'm not playing. But I remember after surgery, you know, waking up, and I don't remember how I woke up. I don't remember like being in a room. Some people say they remember like being in a room with a bunch of girls or whatever. I just remember waking up and I'm in the chair, and I was really groggy, and I'm just like, and the lady was like, Mommy, your man is here. Your man is here, Mommy. Don't worry about it. Your man is here. I'm like, and I was super groggy, super out of it. I don't know like what they gave me for the pain, but I couldn't feel like a lot of pain. I just was like in pain. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you know, whatever. So they took me to the back, and they were putting me in the car, and I guess maybe like kind of standard, they kind of like, you know, put like a covering down on the seat real quick, and they kind of like lay you on your stomach. But as soon as she laid me on my stomach, like it was like a reflex. Something told me like to get up, and I'm getting up, and I'm trying to like lean over. But at this point, my boyfriend thought that I was, you know, flat and good, so he's driving off, and I'm just like cussing like, you didn't bring me no fucking blanket. Like I don't even know what I was saying, but I can remember it now, and I remember them telling me about it. But I guess it's maybe just like a little bit of delusion from, you know, whatever the anesthesia or whatever it is that they give you, the pain medicine or whatever. And it took us about 20 minutes to get home. I do remember it was kind of like a bumpy ride. I was in a little bit of pain, but I think that because they give you so much different stuff when you're in surgery, initially coming out of surgery, it wasn't like a whole bunch of pain, even though it was uncomfortable. So we got back, and I was happy to kind of get back home to see my cousin, because she had surgery the day before me, so I was kind of watching everything that she did to kind of gauge what I felt like I might be able to do the next day, or how I might feel the next day. So favorite trapper is Gucci. I'm a legend like Tuki. Opposite of John Legend. I touch keys with no music. That's how I know it's a hit. So what else did we have? Oh, so the pain level. So I think it's definitely gonna vary as far as pain goes, because that was one of the questions that we had as well. Was how was the pain for me? Day 1 was fine, to be honest. Day 2 was kind of when my butt was pulsating, like it felt like each cheek had a heartbeat. And I think I was able to, you know, cope with that pretty well for a little while. So I stayed on what was it, Oxy? I think it was, for maybe like 3 days. And then I tried to switch to the Tylenol, because they do tell you that. What is it called? What did you switch to?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Don't start that shit.
Oh, what'd you switch to?
Tylenol.
Who was it?
Y'all this bitch is a grammar police. She don't want to be on YouTube. She wants to be a teacher.
Tylenol.
Somebody hire this hoe, okay? Please, okay?
I just didn't want them to think, they know. Take another medicine thinking you were talking about Tylenol.
All of America knows what it is.
Okay.
I'm sure they don't say it right either.
Okay.
So back to what I was saying. So I was able to switch from the harder drugs just to some over-counter medicine, so that way we don't even have to go to the grammar police, okay? But the person that did my massage, she told me that, you know, it's not good to take the oxy. It's not good for your body or your healing process. So that's something that I kind of kept in the back of my head. So my pain really wasn't that bad the first day. It was just that second day. And then kind of when I got home, you know, getting those massages were definitely painful. Now they're a lot better. Monday will be 4 weeks for me. So I really don't have any pain at all right now. And to be honest, when we got back home, that was like, I was 4 days post-op and I didn't have very much pain either. So it really just depends, I think, on your body. What about you?
Yeah, I think it definitely depends on your body, because I don't know why, but we kind of been through a lot of everything in life together. This is my cousin. So I decided that I was the stronger, more pain tolerant one. And this, you know, procedure kind of showed me that that's not exactly how it goes, you know. But maybe we already knew that. Time. We didn't know nothing. We still don't know nothing. It's not proven. But
I've seen her through two other lipos, and from her reaction,
the other times I was A1 because it was a weight lipo. And day 2, 3, I was ready to go back to work.
Day 2, 3, she was at work, but day 1, she had me telling her I was not getting any type of surgery done because I just was like, this bitch is like screaming and she's crying. I don't want it.
Okay, so
but I really don't feel like she did that bad.
This time I was in more pain than I was when I did a weight lipo. And maybe just because it's not as aggressive, the other awake lipo kind of or whatever. But this time I'm not like so much in pain now. So on Tuesday I'll be 4 weeks. You kind of see me like moving around a little bit because the hardest thing is really trying to find a comfortable position.
There isn't one.
And then when your faja, when you downsize and, you know, keep getting into the smaller fajas or whatever, it really holds you in and really you know, just contains you really good. So I feel like I'm more tender like when I'm in the tub when I'm in the shower with my faja off, and I'm kind of like, you know, trying to, you know, massage, because that's really good to kind of massage with your hands too, kind of like an emotion like this. You know, and just, you know, normal just with the rag, it's kind of really tender. But pain, I'm not really in a lot of pain. I feel like my balance is still low key, like in and out of being on and off. I did try to go back to work last week, but I'm only working like 1 day a week right now, and I kept finding myself like stutter stepping a little bit. So, you know, the more time that you have down is better. I kind of feel like you can kind of get back to the swing of things more soon than 3 weeks. It's just that during my 3 weeks I was kind of like maybe doing too much, but I'm not in a whole lot of pain, even though my faja is like
riding up my ass right now.
It's doing what it needs to do, but it's just killing I feel like I'm getting a new butt crack and, you know, all that stuff, even though I love this faja. This faja is amazing. This is like my stage 2 faja, but it really could be a stage 1, but it's a stage 2 faja. I like it because the straps are really thin, and, you know, with this dress, with the color, you can't really like see it too much. But, you know, normally I wouldn't wear it with something this thin. You know, just because.
But we want to make sure that we tell you guys and you know that this is just what you need to be doing.
Exactly. Don't try to be too cute too soon and not wear your faja or whatever. And that's another thing that, you know, we did want to touch bases on too. That's another thing that people need to really prepare for with surgery. It's not just about the initial cost and, you know, what sale or deal or whatever the doctor's having at the time. You know, you do have to factor in your aftercare prices. And, you know, make sure that you have more than 2 garments. Anything more than 2 is fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever for you. But one thing that, you know, I thought was really funny is that a lot of people, you know, kind of like, the faja is your new underwear. Like, you no longer need a panty or whatever. It's the faja. So, you know, if you have one panty and you're supposed to wear it for 3 to 6 months, what's really going on, you know? So at the least, maybe try to get at least, like, I would say we have like 4 or 5.
I think I'm at 6
maybe
now.
6. I might be at 6 now because every other day, I just got this one this week. I had 5 prior to that.
And they get small really fast.
Yeah,
like the progression,
but you can't get them taken in.
You can't get them taken in. So, but the progression is super fast. Like, I mean, I feel like I went from my large to I actually started with an extra large after surgery, and then the large was maybe like the following week, and then a medium, and right now I just received my custom one from Curvy Girls, and that's almost too big. So I mean, they kind of just go really fast. It's like a baby in diapers, basically.
Yeah, but the thing is with the swelling, initially you're really swollen, and then as you compress it and wear your garments and your foams and your boards and stuff, it's gonna kind of go down. So you shrink pretty fast. Because I think when I started, I think they put me in a large, straight out of surgery, and then I put the large on the other day, and 2 people can fit in it now.
For sure.
So now I'm in a small. This one I got from the Body Shop Orlando,
and that's what I'm wearing now too.
Yep, and we got some really good fajas. We support a lot of local black companies because we are local black businesses too. We got some from the Body Shop Orlando. We got some from Curvy Girls, and then we got some from Finesse Swimwear. Finesse Shapewear. Okay, yes.
We're ready to go
she might do swimwear next. So we just we lucked up, and we got some from some really good businesses that really have integrity and really are doing have good products. So one question that we get all the time is how long before we can sit. And a lot of times you see us, we're in the car, we're posting little, stuff on our Insta story or whatever, and we're backwards or we're laying down or damn near standing up. I feel like I'm Spider-Man in the car at this point.
If only the leg could touch the ceiling.
Yeah, but I believe they said like 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll be at 4 weeks on Monday and Tuesday. But for me, I'm really not interested in sitting right now. Like, it's been 4 weeks have flown by,
Really, they have.
Yeah.
And I sat today for the first time.
Yeah, and she's bold, but
it's not that I'm bold. It's just that for me, like, it's like getting in the car. It's just a lot with that seat.
No, it really, like, I feel like I broke my neck today.
Yes.
Like, I know it's working right now, but it's broken. Like, I feel like I broke my neck.
But
trying to get in the car with the faja.
It is. But to be honest with you, if with me wearing the proper garments and today wearing my stage 2 faja, I actually was able to sit okay. I don't drive more than 10 to 15 minutes. Just let's be clear about that, because anything over 15 minutes,
there's nothing clear about that, because the girl be gone.
No, I don't. That's
hitting the road, road running, racing.
She lying. Not driving. I'm in the back seat. That's different. But as far as me driving, it's 10 to 15 minutes max. Her shop is 17 minutes from my house, and that's a bit much for me. She had to drive home last night, so don't listen to her. She's lying.
But I had to drive home because my car wasn't up at the shop.
No, I'm saying she had to drive herself home.
Exactly. She be driving.
No, I don't.
The girl told me she can go to Kissimmee to get a faja.
And then I called her and told her that was a damn lie. I said, girl, I don't know what I was thinking. There's no fucking way. It's not happening. I'm not doing it. Because I realized that there's no way you can sit on this thing. And on top of that, when she researched last week, it tells you that after a while, it can cause you to actually get a blood clot.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things.
So don't overdo the BBL pillow thing. I'm really just sitting on it now because we need to sit for this.
And I use it in bed, though.
Yeah, so, even driving sometimes I feel like my legs go numb.
But that's why I sat on my butt for the first time today. But one of our friends just actually had surgery as well. And that was one of the things that I had questions for her, because everybody's doctor is different. And she did tell me for an hour after 4 weeks you can sit on your butt. But definitely after doing it, my ass hurts. So I don't recommend it.
I'm not sitting on the ass yet because
mine's soft.
Actually, I've never had an ass my whole life. So I'm just scared that it may deflate. I did kind of have a butt prior to this procedure, only because I had just lipo on my stomach. But
she just lied.
But no, I didn't. I had a butt because I wore my faja for like a whole year, and the faja has like the little cup in it that kind of like the little strap that lifts your butt.
Lift your butt.
And it was funny because I was watching this girl's video on YouTube, and she was saying that she didn't wear her faja like after 2 weeks, and so I can't tell anybody what to do. My recommendation is
don't be done.
For sure, wear your faja. Wear it. After a while, it will become normal to you. Just keep it on. Get you a few so that at that point you know which one is most comfortable and you can wear it accordingly. But for me, when I just only had the front of my stomach done, basic lipo, not super invasive or whatever, I wore my faja for a year. And because I wore my faja, just because I'm trying to keep myself restrained, it helps you with your posture, all of that stuff. But it really did create the butt that I never had.
It did.
And do. Okay?
Still do.
Okay. Alright, so as you can see, we had to get up. We're just
It's not gonna work to sit down for a very long time. The pillows are not comfortable. We're not gonna lie to you, make you feel like they are. They are definitely a necessity. Please buy one. We purchased ours from Amazon. We actually have the same exact pillow. What else?
My pillow, wherever it's from, don't get it. Don't get the $50 one, because my homegirl just had surgery and she got the $75 one, and I sat on her pillow the other day and it felt like heaven. It was so plush. It had like a little foam on the top. It was amazing. Don't be cheap with nothing. And we wasn't cheap, but I was being cheap.
We just didn't know. We didn't know. And you know, people be lying about what they never had BBL,
so at that point, it's like, just get whatever. But don't just get whatever. Get a $75 pillow.
And I think we went by reviews because it did have good reviews, but maybe that was from a flat booty hoe who never had an ass before, and they okay with that.
Cut. Okay, so back to some of the questions.
Okay, yeah.
And don't judge us, you guys, because this is actually our second drink. We had a little sip yesterday.
Yeah.
And today we're actually drinking like a little apple cider
over
beer.
A month.
Yeah, and I mean that's a lot because
more than a month actually because the surgery was a month ago.
Exactly.
So this has been like 2 months that we haven't had anything to drink, and this still isn't even anything to drink.
So, our antibiotics are done and over with.
Yeah, been done.
So we're good. So back to the questions. So somebody asked, "Is this your first time getting surgery? You appear to be handling the pain well." So it's not my first time getting surgery. I have had lipo before, but I had just a wake lipo and just on my stomach. But I just feel like, this surgery just wasn't that bad because I guess maybe I'm not like super good with pain anyways. So I don't know.
And this is my first surgery well, I guess not, because C-sections I feel like maybe a little bit worse than this. Or about the same.
Can't be worse because the thing is, remember when you because of the holes they got down there and the holes on the back, you felt like you had a C-section and the thing was dripping anyway. That's another thing y'all gotta remember, because they put these holes on the head, they put the holes on the back of you. It's like as your skin tries to tighten back up and like bending, that's the worst thing ever.
But I really think that the pain comes from the fluid. But so there was another question as far as what scarring. That's where we were getting to. So to be honest with you, because we're only 4 weeks post-op. I'm not 100% sure if these are gonna stay, but they obviously put sutures.
I'm sure.
You think they're gonna stay?
I'm sure, because when I have from my lipo before, the first doctor that I went to when I just did my stomach, he was pretty good with his holes, the placement, and his holes, they went away like really good. And then I have some in the back, and I'm not like a typical keloid skin type, but I do have like a couple that from the second time that when I did my back that kind of like keloid a little bit. And now looking at these
might be
scars,
from the stitches too, because we didn't get dissolvable stitches.
And that's another thing. And you really have to ask them that, because they will say. I remember when I went to the day after surgery when I did my massage, and they were telling me that my stitches were dissolvable, but they weren't dissolvable.
Yeah.
So I ended up taking most of her stitches out.
But my doctor did tell me though. He did say that he told me that they weren't dissolvable. Only a couple were. And that if I was in Miami, he would take them out. But Ty ended up taking out for me, and I did take out the ones in my butt cheeks, maybe a couple.
And then my doctor told me that mine were dissolvable, but then like maybe on my second week, I noticed that it was kind of getting a lump over it, because the skin trying to heal over it, and it was super, super, super itchy. So I realized that it wasn't dissolvable, and I end up like going to Walgreens and getting like this super, tweezer and scissors, and letting my boyfriend pretty much do surgery on me all over again. But they did kind of heal pretty good, and they're not itching anymore. Yeah. So I figure like now, because some of the scars look a little more prominent than the others, that I'll probably use like a light bleaching cream. But I wanted to do that when I noticed that they were all the way completely healed, and so that I can put a little cream on it and maybe try to help it. And then after that, I kind of just see. But they do try to put them in better positions so they can kind of hide, just in case everybody doesn't heal the same.
Okay.
Someone says, was it expensive, and how long is the recovery process? So the recovery process is different for everybody. Yeah. They say about like 4 to 6 weeks, I think, maybe before you can get back to like normal activity.
We're moms, So we've probably been back to normal activity since we got home, which was 4 days post-op and 3 days post-op.
So when you're saving your money up for surgery,
get a nanny.
Save the money up for a nanny.
Yeah, for sure.
Save for your mama to fly in from wherever she lives, if it's Jamaica, New York, Wisconsin. Bring her on in and let them stay somewhere else, babe, because you're going to need that time for yourself to heal and let your body rest. And then one thing I do remember, we were watching some YouTube videos, and one of the doctors was saying, like, you know, why it's not good to sit on a BBL pillow. But then me was saying, too, like, when really it made sense, like, the kind of light bulb went on for me when she was saying that, you know, you need to sit down because, I mean, you need to lay flat because your body needs to be flat. That's why it's not good to sit on a BBL pillow. To tell you not to sit for a while, it's not just because your butt will lose the mass, but because, you know, they're flattening everything out and it needs to be flat to set, to heal, you know, whatever. So that is important.
Because I told them that at this point, like when I sit on the BBL pillow, if I have to drive, because you can drive, well, they say you can drive after 3 weeks. I feel like an accordion. Like my stomach is like, because you're molding it, so you definitely want to lay flat. But what's the next question?
Someone said, how are you feeling? I have a friend that went through surgery and it was so hard. Yeah, like, this thing is no joke. You know, so everything's up and make sure that you're prepared, and, you know, if you can, use your, you know, your time off from work or whatever it need to be. Because the only thing, a client asked me yesterday, like, because it was my first day back to work, and she asked me, you know, what, if anything, I would do different. And I said a client, but, you know, we close, whatever.
It would be have surgery during the summertime.
And that would be it, to have surgery during the summertime, because my kids go away for the summertime. So, and thank God for that. So I would have done it over the summertime where I have time to myself and to heal. Okay, how long before you can sit on your bottom do you feel somewhat back to normal? Yeah, so we're already back to that.
Well,
and somebody, you know, wrote and said, P.S. You're beautiful, which that's the name of my salon. So cute. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, your point of view on why women are so judgmental to others.
We're going to skip that question.
Well, no. Well,
we're skipping that. It has nothing to do with our surgery. Take that out.
How would you feel if someone close to you got it done only because they see you did it?
I mean, if that's something that motivated you, why not? I mean, a lot of people have said that, like, you know, that from what I've seen or heard, you know, we've kind of inspired people because they're scared, and a lot of people lie about getting BBLs. You know, a lot of people say they got lipo, but won't say they got a BBL. They won't tell you where they went, and so that's kind of why we did the video. So I feel like if someone said that they got surgery because I did it, like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I want everybody to look great. So if that's something that you want to do for yourself, not that surgery make people look great, or not that surgery is a necessity to look great, but, you know, whatever it is that makes you feel beautiful, do it, you know? So I don't care about that at all. What was your reason for getting the procedure done? Like I said, I don't come from a family that's like super shapely. So, you know, I just wanted more of, you know, an hourglass shape that I know going to the gym, eating right was never going to get me. It's not possible. It's not in the DNA. Ain't going to happen now.
Well, for me, I went into the shop maybe a month ago. Has to be 2 now. And I walked in my one piece, and the girl told me she didn't want to see my body ever again. So, you know.
Who said that?
You!
I did not say that.
Let's call Aria. You said, this body, I never want to see it again.
No, I said that the day before surgery.
No.
She's lying. The day before surgery, I told, but see, the thing is, okay, so no. I guess, no, listen.
She did.
Listen, for me, what happened was, and I was just talking to somebody about this today. So I'm like super, you know, crucial and like critical on myself and the people that I care about. Like, I know, you know, we kind of have the same image of what beauty is inside and out or whatever. So I guess like when I kind of think what I want to look like, I know that we all kind of like the same clothes, we want it to fit the same or whatever. So, you know, not intentionally, you know, I maybe
I'm not mad at her.
Push that off on them sometimes.
And it's okay.
But I was more happier for her to get her BBL than me, because I was ready for that body to go.
Exactly, and that's what she told me. And
out of there.
Aria.
Yeah, I'm gonna come right now.
No, I don't care about that. I wanted to get this on tape. Do you remember that day I walked in the shop and Talia was like, I had on my black one piece, and she was like, this body, I never want to see it again.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I think at that point, no. I think at that point you already had surgery booked. You already had it booked though.
It wasn't
because I want to tell you that if you want to get rid of the body,
you were speaking it into existence. The surgery wasn't booked yet. This was down in August. The surgery was booked September. I had to get my witness. I gotta go. All right, we're filming. Bye.
Okay, so anyways, what's the YouTube channel name and what's the YouTube video gonna be called? This
Maybe you guys can help us.
Yeah, no, they can't because how they gonna give us the feedback?
I'm just playing.
Exactly. We don't know yet. But we're gonna
It's
figure
gonna be
it
something.
out
It's gonna be
tonight.
something good. We'll figure it
Because
out.
by the time Steve done editing, which I hope is today in Jesus' name,
Amen.
won't be today, but you know, yes, okay.
If he can even use any of this, let's see.
What was the procedure long? Was it painful? How you feeling, Mama?
Aww, how cute. I don't think it was, well, okay, so I don't feel like it was that long. I don't know because they let you wake up on your own. Like I said, I went in at 6:45 and before 7 o'clock I was on the table. I called her, it had to be almost 2, I think.
6:45 and you was on before 7 o'clock?
Yeah, I told you that.
You was not on the table before 7 o'clock.
Only your doctor made you wait.
That's not how it goes. You was not on the table
Okay,
before 7
girl.
o'clock.
She knows better than me.
She getting a little delusional.
No, I'm really not.
We were texting up until about 9 o'clock.
No, we weren't.
8:30.
No, we weren't.
If you so you telling me 15 minutes after we dropped you off, you was on the table?
Pick my message up.
No, I'm not doing it. It's not true.
By 7 o'clock, I was on the table.
Okay. Well, she was not getting surgery performed on her. Okay. At this point, it shut Jolie down. Okay. So, anyways, do you know anything? Wait, do you don't want to know anything? Just hope you have a safe and speedy recovery. Thank you so much. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much pain are you in from lipo? So right now, my pain is literally about.
This is old. Let's answer.
No. Right now, my pain is literally about 1.5, and that's only because the faja is ripping me a new butt crack. Okay, but
And I'm getting a vaginal.
Exactly. Okay, but other than that, I think generally,
I think my pain probably went up to like a 5 the whole time, maybe a 6.
yeah, at no point did I feel like I was getting ready to die.
No.
Except for when I tried to take that first shower and I get
that first
lightheaded. Oh my God. Ooh,
the first shower, your leg be like,
oh my God.
like a dog.
Yeah, it was the first shower for me.
Okay.
Which was the day after surgery, because after you do your post-op massage, they tell you, not to wear your faja until you get home so you can take a shower and clean yourself off. Just maybe wipe it up.
No.
And do the shower, the first shower about 3 days.
Wear the faja in the shower because without the faja,
Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm normally I'm not musky at all, but I'm normally like a sweaty person. So
cut that out.
After surgery, I really wasn't like sweating at all. I wasn't perspiring at all. I mean, I don't know if the surgery shut down all of my glands, but I had no odor whatsoever. So when I went in the shower on the second day and attempted to take a shower, I literally was about to fall out. Like I'm screaming to them, bring me crackers, bring me pineapple juice, and I literally had to just fall face forward on the bed or whatever, and then it took me a couple minutes to get back together, but I really wasn't able to take a shower until almost going into my 4th day, if I'm telling the truth. And y'all can think that's nasty or not, but baby, you get that surgery and let me know how it goes. How was the process? We kind of went over that a little bit. How's your recovery been? What are your pain levels? We did that. How did you feel waking up off of the anesthesia? So that's better for me to answer because I was kind of groggy, but I don't really remember waking up. I just remember kind of being like bitchy, which I guess that's kind of like the normal me at home. But they said it was like a little bit magnified.
Yeah, so for me, when I woke up, like I said, it was like I couldn't figure out if it was heaven or hell. But the first thing that I wanted was water. It really wasn't that bad, to be honest. I was freezing though. She does know that she was freezing too. Like you literally are like you feel like you're about to break your teeth. But I wasn't too groggy. My voice probably was terrible and cracky because I did feel like I had like a loogie just sitting in my throat. But other than that, and she's definitely, it wasn't magnified. It was her regular self. It's just that there was.
I know she ain't talking. Anyways, so they said, did you get your boobs done too? Is it worth the pain? So definitely. I'm happy that we did this video kind of in the faja. So now that we're answering the questions, I'm sure you can see this boob has not been done. And it's so crazy because my boyfriend, who need to be my fiance, need to be my husband. But all the time, my boyfriend, says, like, we've talked about boobs in the past, and I always say he likes these, boobs or whatever, but we always say that, like, I'm not getting my boobs done. And I think that, like, some people to each his own, but for me personally and what my eye likes, I think the natural boob kind of makes everything else look a little bit more natural. Like I feel like if you have the super made up body, you know, and the teeth and the hair and the nails and the boobs, I just don't want to be the ultimate Barbie because I never really wanted to be that whole Barbie thing anyways, you know. So I don't think I'm gonna get my boobs done, but now I feel like once you start fixing little things, it makes you psycho when you feel like you want to fix everything. So I can't promise that I'll never get my boobs done, but when I've done research and know a lot of people that have gotten their boobs done and the little complications that they have from migraines to anything, I don't really know that that's something that I probably would do. And later on in life, at some point, I may want to have another child, and I do want to breastfeed. Like that's probably why they're a little low now, because I breastfed both my kids for 2 years. So the boobs is probably a no-go for me. I'm just gonna have to live with these. It is what it is.
My titties are safe.
Yeah. So the healing, the type of anesthesia, I don't know the type of anesthesia. Digestive system after surgery.
Amazing.
And how before you sit. So digestive system after surgery.
Mine has been amazing.
As in like what?
So that would be like you being able to consume food and then use the bathroom.
Okay. So mine. I think after surgery, originally it took me about 3 days to poop too. Two. Okay, it took me about 3.
What day did we leave?
We left
on
Thursday.
My day 4 and your day 3.
Mm-hmm.
So day 4 for me.
Okay, and for me, it was day 4 too. I think I pooped probably day 4.
It was amazing.
And then it was really weird.
It was weird,
like pooping. I know some people say like they, go forward on the couch, but I'm on the toilet, but I have like a crazy phobia of toilets. So at that point, maybe we just have to wipe it down. I'm gonna have to do a sit, and I was doing like a light squat, and I'm still kind of doing a light squat, but kind of like yesterday, I realized that I'm kind of sitting a bit too much because I'm spending my regular 10 minutes on the toilet, and my feet are going numb. So at that point, I don't know. That's kind of like you gotta kind of figure it out for yourself. But if you don't have a phobia of toilet, then go backwards and you'll be fine. But I'm sitting down.
Can you stop?
Oh, you sexy as ever. How long before you can sit and drive on your own? So I've been driving probably since last week I started driving.
They say 3 weeks.
And it was terrible. So it was about 3 weeks when I started driving, and I said that I did not want to drive because the second you start to act normal,
everybody think
that it's all good. You don't need no help, don't need to wash no kids, do no dishes, drive, where you fine. So baby, just play possum long as you can, act dead.
Play dead.
Okay.
Please play dead.
Exactly, because
I should have played dead longer.
When you get back to normal activity, they're gonna want a 4-course meal every night. Okay?
I don't know about that, but
okay.
The driving is definitely out of there.
Okay. You looked amazing regardless, but yes, honey, I'm up for the enhancing. Sign me up. So thank you so much, but I feel like I've been spending my whole life trying to find that angle. You know what I'm saying? And so now I'm kind of happier to kind of have like a shape that was more desirable to me. That I feel like I don't have to, work so hard to figure out how to dress it. So, the last question that we kind of want to touch on, and we know this video was kind of long. We hope that you guys appreciate it. We hope that it was very informative.
And entertaining a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But the last question is, can you, eat leading up to surgery? And
so for me, Sunday, I actually made sure that I had a great meal because I knew that I wouldn't be able to eat for 8 hours before surgery. So that would have been around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I definitely ate really good that day, and then like I said, no food or drinks 8 hours before surgery. And then again, Taya cooked for me that night after surgery, and I did eat. We had mashed potatoes, broccoli, mashed potatoes, broccoli, and salmon as well as shrimp. So you definitely can eat. It just really, I guess, depends on you and how you feel, because I didn't have much of an appetite, but you can still eat solid foods.
Yeah, so you can eat solid foods, but I know one thing that's really tricky is like with the BBL, they tell you like feed your fat, feed your fat, feed your fat. So I think that's kind of one of the hardest things for people to kind of understand, because you're supposed to feed your fat, so they want you to eat like a lot of fatty foods.
So the same is good.
Yeah, but you kind of want to have to find good fatty foods that you like, because initially you may be okay with eating, but then you'll have some days when you have like no appetite at all. You may eat 2 crackers and feel like you're fine, or the appetite does kind of come and go. So that was hard for us too, because we don't normally have like really big appetites. We don't eat like a whole lot. Me eats a lot of pretty food. She one of them breakfast, lunch, and brunches or whatever. But she's
a junkie.
I am like a person that works all day. I'm at the shop 24/7. I don't eat, so I'm normally like snacking on my way to bed. But I have been getting better with that now because I'm home and I can kind of control a little bit more. So I hope to keep that up in my everyday life. But my appetite hasn't been really big.
I've had one day that my stomach says.
And some days I get scared and I feel like, damn, is the ass gone because I didn't eat no fat today?
Yes, it is.
And so I think that's why I'm scared to sit on it, because I feel like she's eating a lot of avocado, which they say is like really good for feeding your fat or whatever, and to kind of keep the fat. I'm just over here eating a prayer and hoping that God will make the ass do what it needs to do.
Don't say God in the ass.
God, ass is in the Bible now.
No, but seriously though, like that is something that I've been doing and trying to keep up with, is eating avocado, because I don't have an appetite. So I literally put on salad, or if I can eat a piece of chicken, I'll eat it with the chicken. If I can eat some turkey bacon, I put with some turkey bacon, because there's no appetite. There's like, since surgery, which was 4 weeks ago on Monday, I've had one day where my stomach is like, I'm
Did
hungry.
y'all see me just kind of like stutter step? Because that's how the balance do.
It's bad.
You be standing up. You will literally like tell your body to walk straight,
and it's like,
and even in the brain you saying walk straight legs, and you know what I'm saying. So keep it in the house as long as you can. But
I hope hopefully this was informative and entertaining a little bit. If you guys have more questions, please feel free to ask, like, subscribe, and we'll definitely do it again.
Yes, and we really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Don't let us influence y'all, but if you want the body, you know what I'm saying, then you got to make it do what it got to do. Say the coins, say for the nannies, you know what I'm saying, and then you can get the bodies. And that's just that on that. We appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.